and welcome to Oh the Horror. I'm Fedora, and after Nosferatu, I think it's time to jump back to the early 2000s for a look at director Martin Rangel's documentary-style drama, Joyride. Wait, that movie was based on an actual murder? Well, I don't want to get into that kettle of fish again, so let's take a look at the other Joyride from 2001.
Joyride was a 2001 thriller about a duo of brothers played by Paul Walker and Steve Zahn, who, while on a road trip to pick up one of their old friends, plays a radio prank on a random truck driver with the handle name Rusty Nail, whose voice was chillingly brought to us by Buffalo Bill himself, Ted Levine.
You really ought to get that fixed.
Get what fixed?
Your tail light.
After which Rusty Nail begins his vengeance-fueled chase of our heroes dual style across the lonely American highways. I say dual style because, like that movie, the driver himself is never really given a reveal, always hidden in shadow while the truck and the voice are the real enemy. Eventually Rusty makes his killer is dead but not really escape to go after some far less intelligent and thought out teen characters in the future.
And it's time to look at that future with the much requested 2008 sequel, Joyride 2, Dead Ahead.
So this movie starts with Rusty turn off all the studio lights Nail himself, picking up some supplies, and also a rather odd cameo from Julia Roberts' character from Pretty Woman. And instead of Tim's naturally creepy and slightly sexually awkward voice, Rusty here, played by actor stuntman Mark Gibbon, just kind of sounds like somebody pre-recorded their lines and slowed them down in Premiere Pro.
I like the rain. Keeps everybody inside and washes everything clean.
Howdy do. This is Peter McAllister, the father.
Holy crap, Macaulay Culkin couldn't score the part as Hannibal Lecter, so he's going for Rusty Nail instead!
Realizing this, Our Lady of the Night naturally tries to escape the truck, but Rusty pinces her with the electric window and takes her for some fresh air. Rusty, you left your title car behind. Rusty! Rusty! Quick, main characters, take this and go after him.
Oh god, it's all gone horribly wrong!
Okay, let's try to salvage this review. Okay, so these are our heroes for this movie. Sisters Melissa and Kayla, and that tosser from The Final Destination. They're all on their way to Las Vegas for these two's joint bachelor-bachelorette party.
We agreed to do the parties together so everyone would have an equal opportunity to torture us.
It'll be fun. There'll be wine, strippers, and even a magic show. Woo, yeah! Take it all off! They pull over at a gas station, which, God willing, is still only $40 a litre, where they bump into Kayla's online boyfriend, Onision? Whoa, fuck this shit. You kids are on your own.
Wait a minute, is this the guy you've been talking to on MySpace?
Of course they still use fucking MySpace.
Yeah, okay. And I'm watching this movie on Real Media Player while playing some 64 and eating some Pizza Hut.
Look, this turd even manages to convince them to ditch the highway for the back roads. I'm calling it now. In 15 minutes, he'll be jamming bananas up their asses. A few miles down the deserted road, the car catches I'm in a shitty horror movie syndrome, forcing our heroes to start walking. So, what do we think? Irradiated cannibals? Australian hunter? Sand sharks?
What's that?
Sweet.
Ah, the Leatherface option. Nice. It'll fit snugly between that pointless as fuck prequel and that one about loving and supporting your family, even if they are brutal, raping, murdering monstrosities.
And yes, I am aware of this little upcoming gem, and I look forward immensely to spending 50 action-packed minutes of this shit with actual inbred hillbillies.
When nobody answers the door, naturally breaking in is the next logical step, and they find the place has been seemingly abandoned for some time.
Come on!
Well, I sure hope you don't die anytime soon.
One thing they do find is a sweet-ass Chevy with the keys, a full tank, and a built-in CB radio. Okay, so this is an obvious trap. So am I to assume that Rusty is sitting somewhere in his truck watching this place like a hawk on the off chance somebody stumbles across and steals his very expensive classic car? Well, between this and his unexplained ability to get hold of everybody's information from the first movie, this is indeed the darkest episode of The Secret Millionaire. There are times where making the vehicle the villain in your movie can work, and then there are times when it just looks like a fucking cartoon. Thomas was very grumpy about those rotten kids breaking his door. No amount of hooker splattering in the world would cheer him up now. Well, how's everyone getting along now?
After all, truckers are just gacked out speed freaks whose only hope for companionship is a disease-ridden hooker!
This purposely annoying piece of shit isn't gonna die to the end of the movie, is he?
So, the following morning, during the kids' breakfast stop, Rusty turns up to call Melissa and taunt her a little, and then kidnaps Bobby off screen.
I told you we were sorry about the car. We didn't think anybody's home.
It's about more than just the car.
I sat on a piece of glass from that broken window. I got a squat in the cab of this truck now, and it's very uncomfortable. Rusty starts his games first by making the kids destroy their cell phones, and then demanding that since Kayla flipped him off earlier when he drove past, that they have to cut off her middle finger and bring it to him.
Shouldn't you be asking her some Australian trivia questions first?
But they instead decide to go to a nearby funeral home and steal one from this 60-year-old man's corpse. Yeah, that'll fool him.
Ah, shit! Doctor zombies!
So she wisely steals a slightly deader finger, and Melissa takes it to meet up with Rusty alone that night at a quarry.
Okay, I'm here.
Park about 50 feet away from me. Nose to nose.
Noses? I thought we were stealing fingers. Okay, so what does he want her to do?
Come around the front and strip for me. Down to your underwear.
Bullshit! You made Paul Walker show chicken skin last time. I expect equality in my horror movie sexual assault scenes.
What would be the most inappropriate song to play during this scene? Oh, how about this?
You can leave your hat on. You can leave your hat on.
And now, finally, the reveal of Rusty Nail's face in the flesh.
Woo-wee, that is the finest striptease I ever did see. I'm gonna throw this up on YouTube, get me 1 million hits.
Behold the true face of evil. Okay, so Tom Arnold from Austin Powers 2 over there isn't really the killer. He's hiding somewhere nearby, and managed to sneak over and hide one of Bobby's fingers in the glove box before fucking off into the night. And so this pointlessness continues with Rusty telling him that next, they gotta dress up Douche Noodle here like a drag queen and grab some crystal meth from this trucker party.
Stripping, meth, cross-dressing. Are you sure you didn't make it to Las Vegas?
Considering this fucking bullshit, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if this turns out to be what Mrs. Doubtfire 2 ends up looking like. He makes such a convincing pussy, even Rusty seems to be fooled. So the girls go after him, but somehow it switches to him chasing them. Wait a second, I'm confused. Didn't he come after us in the first place because we stole his car? Why would he suddenly destroy...
We don't take kindly to revealing plot holes in this town, little lady.
Melissa managed to get out of the flipped car before Rusty ran it over, so now she's out for blood for the death of her sister. Meanwhile, Rusty takes the boys back to his place for some torture.
You're up first. Roll!
The monster! He's making them play Magic the Gathering on casual mode. All the other players are going to look down on them.
But on the plus side, this ends up happening. So with, as far as Rusty knows, Bobby being the only one left, He prepares to finish him off.
Why are you doing this? I want you to feel what it's like to have something taken away from you.
But you're the one who destroyed the car. What did I say about plot holes? Luckily, Melissa arrives just in time to start wailing on him and then steals his truck. Considering Rusty's track record of overreacting, he's probably going to launch a nuke at her for that one. Nope, he just teleports on top of the cab for a Scarecrow-esque final fight finale, which goes all the way till morning and ends with Melissa bailing out of the cab and Rusty and his truck spontaneously combusting down a cliff.
Is it over?
It is now.
Whew, good job. Now Rusty can't come back as that little girl from One Missed Call.
And so, as I try to figure out what the fuck angle that truck went off the cliff to land in that position, this movie comes to an end with Rusty obviously alive, with a new truck, and picking up some random girl on the highway.
And thus, the true identity of Rusty Nail is finally revealed to be Zombie Ben Willis. And that was Joyride 2, Dead Ahead.
You just know, whenever you see one of those decent original horror thriller movies from the early 2000s like Joyride or Vacancy, with a well-known celeb or two, that a sequel that erases all semblances of that originality and either replaces everything with cliches or just reuses old stuff but does it much duller is just around the corner. And this piece of crap is a picture-perfect example. I'll concede it had some okay acting, but in focusing too much on the human driver himself, it took away the very point of what made Rusty so intimidating in the original movie. Cheap cash in sequel, nothing else to say on the matter.
And to think all of this could have been avoided if Melissa had just used the psychic powers she had in Jeepers Creepers 2 to tell this guy to shove his dirt road shortcut right up his ass. Well, that's all from me for tonight, so I'm Fedora. This is the Horror. Save a screen for me, and we'll see you next time.